Gentlemen, welcome back to the University of Smooth. I'm your host, Nixon the Dark, the internet's leading expert on unattractive behavior. We've got a dispatch from that Midwestern friend zone. Interesting topic today, something that is simultaneously attractive and unattractive. There's not that many things that fit this category. Expressing, acknowledging, and owning your sexual agenda as a man. A few critical observations to lay out, then we will put them all together. First, you are a man. You have an incredible sex drive. The male sex drive is the most powerful engine in the history of this planet. We've said it before. Second, if you suffer from the nice guy syndrome, the guy who gets friend zoned a lot, you most likely have toxic shame. We have mentioned this before. We've recommended on this channel multiple times the book No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Robert Glover. He covers toxic shame extensively. There's a cartoon example stereotype of this dude. He is the extra nice, church-going guy who will help anybody with anything. He's the most neighborly dude on the planet. One little flaw in his game is that he has a mammoth, gigantic, super deviant porn addiction. I love this dude. I always, when I meet those insanely nice guys, I'm like, man, I wonder what your porn habits are like, because I know they are just out of this world. It's some strange human dynamic that is always present in the male psyche, some sort of strange masking. This is toxic shame. This is a man who, for whatever reason, based on the nice guy dynamic, he's going, I cannot express my sexuality. I must hide it. I must keep it private. I must deal with it away from prying eyes, and this builds and builds and builds. Same thing happened in the friend zone. You have, for these same toxic shame reasons, suppressed your sexuality around some woman that you have interest in, and after a couple of years or a couple of months, all of a sudden it just sort of comes out and the woman is shocked. This is the third observation. When a woman does not see that you have a sexual agenda, does not see that sex is a priority in your life, does not see that you need and want and crave intimacy from a woman because you have expressed that within the confines of the relationship, she starts to assume that you don't have a sex drive. This is unthinkable to a lot of guys who are in the friend zone. They can't seem to grasp how women assume that they are genderless. It's a default presumption they make. Don't ask me how or why, but it is, they just start to assume that you don't have sexual interest because you've been hiding it for so long. So let's combine all these. We recommend that you own your sexual agenda. It's a reality for every man. It is a fundamental component to his identity, whether he likes it or not, whether he's the most religious dude on the planet or the most degenerate guy ever. His sexuality is fundamental to his identity. If you are open about this, you acknowledge that you have a sex drive and that you want to satisfy it, that is a form of rebranding. Now it's a part of your identity. Your sex drive is part of who you are when you walk around, when you deal with people. We certainly recommend that you be artful about this. We recommend that you do not go beating people over the head with the fact that you're a hound dog or you're a porn addict or that you're doing and thinking of all sorts of rather risque things about everybody under the sun. Be smooth about it. Simply drop hints here and there to that girl who friend zoned you that you're kind of interested in this other woman. Her name's Shelby. She has a nice little body on her, and when your friend Catherine, who friend zoned you, suddenly sees that you're into Shelby, she is going to think about you differently because you have rebranded yourself. Here is the ultimate downside. Once you start expressing your sexual agenda, some women will be repelled by it. Some women will not be able to handle the fact that you have a sexual agenda and it's a priority for you to get laid, be involved with other women, get married, however you define that. Some women will not accept that this is a part of who you are. If they want you out of their life because they can't accept this, they are doing you a favor. You do not want to keep toiling away in the hopes that this woman will somehow, some way become interested in you if she can't accept your sexual priorities. This is the one downside of owning your sexuality. I would argue this is an upside though. This unattractive behavior, this repellent behavior will repel the people that you do not want in your life. You do not want to waste your time with people who do not want to give you what you want. It does not mean that you have to be an asshole about it, but if they're saying, I can't spend time with you because you actually have sexual needs that you're pursuing and I'm uncomfortable with that image in my mind, you don't want that person in your life. You may care deeply about her, but how much does she care about you if this is too much for her? Dude, this is just you being who you are. This is you accepting the fact that you're a man. You want people in your life who treat you like you have a dick. It does not necessarily mean that they're going to suddenly find you attractive just because you have made it clear that it is part of your goal to have intimacy with a woman. But the ones who do stay in your life, you've now rebranded yourself. You're now a guy who cares about getting laid. And if Catherine's around and she sees that you're really into Shelby, if she has not dismissed you outright, she's going to start comparing herself to Shelby. She's going to start wondering how she measures up. It doesn't necessarily mean she's automatically, instantly going to find you attractive. But now she knows that she has competition for her treasured spot at the top of the heap in your heart or your dick or wherever you've been prizing her. See how this works. You own your sexuality because you're a man and you have a sex drive. It is fundamentally acceptable, and you want people in your life who know that about you and assume that about you because you have made it clear to them through your behavior. Just be artful about it. Do not hit people over the head with any graphic details about what you want and what you desire from other women. Just make it known that this is a priority for you, and they will treat you like a man who wants to get laid. It doesn't even matter that you are successful. Merely expressing that this is an important part of your life will be enough. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, throw a little hate in the chat if you want to. Ladies in the back row, I'm sure you had some fun with this one too. I think it got a little awkward. I hope it got a little awkward. Take care.